Yo, what up, sinners? I was alerted that there was a music video for Merry Go Round, so we're gonna check that out. So if you can hang out with me, we'll see what it's all about. There's the Merry Go Round. You never walk alone. Oh, we've got okay. First off, some black and white. So and then you see Never Walk Alone. So is this like theory stuff? Do I need to be paying? Like, I should always be paying attention, but. Little merry-go-round floating in a room. Merry-go-round stuck in the ground. My eyes are like peeled now. Is this in 1080? It's in 720, no wonder. Oh, it's as far as it goes. Okay, fine. You got the room. This is like not Stay Gold. Oh, what's the name? I mean, it's like Spring Day, but there was another one. Oh, I'll have to look at it. Yeah, we're taking a trip back, dude. The shadow. Very Stranger Things vibe. The Doors. That's for Film Out. This is probably not, but it reminds me of Film Out. It's like they all came back, catching up. Saying goodbye. Whoa. That's cool. That's so sick, dude. What's with the horse? It's got some Wings vibes to the tone. That's sick. Animation. I'm gonna discuss this after we're done. I'm just like kind of picking what I'm choosing to say right now. This is really neat. It's like an endless hallway through the doors. Sadness is coming through. See, that's more like the Spring Day one. Running free like wild horses. It's talking about the anxiety. The coffin sitting on the. Ooh, I want to pause so bad. Darkness walking into the light where the guys are. Super interesting. Oh, they're in a spaceship. The merry-go-round's a spaceship? What? Graphically, that's awesome. That's so cool, dude. Wow. Okay. So like, sorry, I know I should have a better like, oh my God, but I'm not, because I'm just like, questioning what everything is. So you got the merry-go-round here, right? From You Never Walk Alone. That's the one with Hobie, you know, where Hobie was left in front of it. But like, what's like the symbolism there? Like, we know what the symbolism is in relation to the song, but like, what's the symbolism in its appearance? Just to relate to the song, to have a visual for like going around in circles, essentially, or should we be focusing on like BU type stuff? Give me one sec. I gotta do some reading on this. I did read a little bit and I did watch a couple videos for this. So sorry. My theory craft, I wasn't 100% on with my analysis. I mean, I was close, but like, I want to make sure that I understood what was going on in this video before I talk about it. I really was kind of confused about this. I did hear one thing about how this is kind of like Backrooms, if you haven't seen that. And I agree with that. I really do agree with that, because that movie, if you haven't seen it, was really trippy. It's kind of long-winded. There were parts of it that just made me question what's going on, but there were other parts of it that were really good. And I just want to talk about a few of those things. You know, the song itself is about how we're always like wishing, you know, we go back to being kids and stuff. And like, I felt that really hard, because I've always said that, you know, we're never gonna like be able to be like it was when we were kids, especially like me. I'm a little bit older, so like I grew up in the 90s and it was one of the best times ever before technology actually hit as hard as it did. And so like, it'll never go back that way, no matter how I want. And every year I get older and the more responsibilities I get, the more I want to go back to being a kid. So got the merry-go-round floating in the room. And then this is one of the things that made me think about the Backrooms, or Backroom, was the fact that it melted. And in that movie, they said that like when you misremember things, that things get deformed because your brain can't like focus or remember the exact thing. And they say like the more times you think about something, the less you remember it, right? Because it'll never be as fresh in your mind as the moment you experienced it. And so like you remember the carousel, but you don't remember certain details about it. It's like when you meet someone or you see someone or you go do something, the more you tell the story, the more exaggerated it becomes, right? Or the less likely it is that you're going to tell the story as you experienced it. So you have to, like, this is all concentrated down, right? And in there's like scenes that like drop down, like you're going through room to room to room, and then it's constantly dropping down. The more you go down, the more like the object doesn't become like, the more the object kind of becomes ingrained to the room, right? And so I thought that was a pretty cool theory when I saw that one. They're all in a dark room and stuff. I think it's supposed to be like the mind, like your thought process that you can't get out of, right? Because this is all very sad with the song. You got the Weeds. Tay sitting in a room. He looks bored, to be honest with you. You got Gemma walking through this place. I want to take note that there are stars. So we did have a clue that we were like not quite where we thought we were. Because like we didn't know, right? Like we're just in this building, but it's stars outside in Jimin's world, right? And he's chasing the merry-go-round. And if the merry-go-round is like you never walk alone, right? That can mean a few things. Like you're never by yourself, of course, but like you're never going to forget what it was like being a child. But do you forget what it's like to be a child? You know what I'm saying? Like you remember it one way, but is it that way? And then you've got like, this is what I call the shadow chasing Jin. And I think it's cool because it's like it's following him. And this is another thing I read. It's following him, but the thing that I thought was interesting is that there are little splotches of it everywhere. So even though like he's not in a completely dark place, it's still following him. And even if it's not touching him or following him, it's still there, right? Like it's like it's everywhere, essentially. The door was dark. I think that's interesting because these doors are light. And then how many of these? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stand-up lights. What is this? And then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chairs, but there's 4 that are empty. 2 of these are open. And they're in a dark room, but when they're together, all these, okay, you don't have 2 open. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 open, 5 open. Maybe I'm missing doors. I feel like there's one way in the back in the darkness. Yep, there it is. Oh no, that's a lamp, but there is a door back there. Oh, those are lamps too. Are they sunk into the ground too? I don't have enough of a visual. And you got Yumi, and he's walking through this storm as he walks under, if we call that darkness, this huge void of spiraling darkness, which is kind of a crazy metaphor because, you know, when we get in those spots where you do hit a dark spot, it's like constant. Right? Nothing can pull you out of it, kind of like a whirlwind pulling you down, or in this case, encasing you. And the papers, that's the other thing. I don't know what the papers are for. If I had to relate it to anything, I would say like, it's like everybody did their own solo thing, but they all had to take their 2-year break, so they weren't writing, right? So maybe it's frustrating. Just like, you know, when you're frustrated with something, you don't like it, you crumple it up, throw it away. Like maybe those papers are, you know, since he's by himself and spiraling and he's just angry all the time, maybe. You got lightning. I don't know what the lightning's for. I feel like this would have been way easier for me had I kept up with them while I was gone. But I mean, like, I've been so busy, I didn't even have time to breathe. Jimin walks out of the darkness into what looks like a stage and sees a horse. Why a horse? I mean, like, the horses are everywhere, but why the horse? Why not like a tiger or something? Shattered glass? Is that what that was? Let's see if I can work my skills here. Shattered glass. That's what it looks like. Like memory shattered, maybe? The black and white is like, you gotta be either in the past or in the mind thinking about the past, right? But none of this like links up with the past, does it? I guess if you are relating into the back room though, the movie, there were moments where they did like, they thought back to moments, right? But they would always put a yellow filter on it. And that's one of the things I learned in school is when you want to address a scene as if it's happened already, like it's a past moment, there are 2 filters you can use. You can use the yellow filter, and it might be green. I don't know. I'm colorblind. You guys know this. Or black and white. But either way, you change the hue, the filter. So that torment, that's what that was. That was torment. Oh, that's so sad. Like relatable, but like sad, dude. And he sees the horse too, but it's like opposite. So it's like they're staring at each other. What does a horse mean? I'm gonna look this up real quick. Hang on. What does the horse symbolize? Okay, so this says the horse represents power, freedom, vitality, and forward movement across many cultures. It's linked to progress, ambition, nobility, has roles of psychopomp, a bringer of rain, and a figure in myth and art. In Chinese culture, the year of the horse specifically represents decisiveness, independence, and energetic. Sorry, not energetic. Chinese, what year is it? 2026. What year is 2026 Chinese calendar? (2026) is the year of the horse. Huh. So is it both? Is it like all of this? Because like you got power, coming in and being an artist, coming back to the position of like being on top again, right? Because BTS has a lot to live up to, and you had all these other people who were like filling the spot while they were gone, and we learned that in 2.0. And you have the freedom because they're not in the military anymore. Vitality means life, also because they're not in the military anymore. They can do what they want and live their life. And forward movement, that would also be freedom from the military. And progress, ambition, nobility, those are all about career. Psychopomp, I don't know what psychopomp means. Bringer of rain, I guess that's what that is, a bringer of rain. Pull up another one. What does psycho, spell it wrong, psychopomp mean? In various systems of religious belief, a being such as a god or a person acting as a shaman. Oh, yeah, that would link up. Who guides spirits of the dead to the afterlife. Okay, that's not good. Who guides the spirits of the dead to the afterlife or the other world. No, a leader or guide of souls. That's a little more in line. One who guides souls of the dead to the afterlife. Yeah, I don't like where this is going, dude. So it can be both. So like a dark horse could be the psychopomp, and then the light horse could be the progress and freedom and vitality and all the positive things, right? So that would explain why the horse is dark in this one and not, and it's against the white sheet. And that would also be the shadow. I mean, it all links together. Dark horse turning into a white horse. Ooh, I missed that the first time. Into the heart of a person. So like you feel that, like you have both inside you, but the heart has the light and the head has the shadow. So it's dark in the mind, even though the heart is pure. Which we have encircling. So like, and those psychopomps or the bringers of rain are encircling the heart or the light. And here I was focused on animation, and it's the same thing. The dark horses are surrounding the white horses. But the light itself is like bright enough to destroy the darkness. That's cool. And if like you think about like, so I was reading something the other day about how our vibrations can dictate like, what is it, manifestations. And it was talking about how like your energy is not something that like, it's something that you create through vibrational frequencies and that it resonates among people around you. So, you know what you say, like, you're like the energy to this place, right? Like, if you're in a bad mood, everyone else is in a bad mood. If you're in a good mood, things run smoothly and things go well, right? Like, I've been told that a couple times that I have that, and I'm always so confused and like baffled by that statement when people tell me that, and I'm just like, nah, you're joking, you're kidding, right? And there's no way. And then you look back on it and you're just like, dang, yeah, that was because I was in a bad mood. Or yeah, if I had approached that differently, maybe people would have, you know, behaved differently, and I wouldn't have carried that on to the next thing or passed it on to somebody else. Because that's what I feel like that's what the trail means. Like, they're leaving behind that energy. Could be that they're leaving behind the bad energy, or that they're walking towards the good. All right. Let's see. They're all wearing dark clothes. Okay, so we're gonna backtrack this. I want to see what kind of clothes they were wearing because I didn't know if that meant anything. Oops, sorry. There we go. Okay, I want to take note. All the clothes. They're all wearing some kind of dark clothing. And we're traveling down this hallway, and every room is lit up, and there's a door at the end that has complete darkness. So maybe it's like they're all isolated, right? They're not together, but it's like they can see each other. I wonder what it's about. See, this is where one of those things, if I had been not so consumed with schoolwork and life, that maybe I would have understood, because I think this might have something to do with either their military career or I don't know. I'm thinking, sorry. They can see each other through this long hallway, right? It was like some are closer and some are farther away. Is there something with the order? Jin went in the military first, right? But I don't remember the order of everybody else. I know a couple of them went in together, and I don't remember who went in last. But I do know that Taehyung had all the accolades, correct? They're all miserable in this room alone. And he's wearing the darkest clothes and closest to the door and staring into the darkness. It's the aura. That's what that was. That's aura. But since it's in black and white, we can't tell what it is, right? Down, just round. This just looks like, this is kind of like Stay Gold 2 when they were in the building and it was dark and there was grass in the building. But it also looks like Spring Day because of the flowers and stuff. But you got all the horses running around, and we got 2 black horses here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8. And there's 2, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and then we got 1, 2, 3 lights. 2 of them are burnt out. 2 of them are completely out. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 3 in this, or 1? There's 1. Okay, so there's just 1 in each one. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. These are not as bright as this one, and these are completely out because he's standing under it directly. And then this would be like a surrounding circle of aura. I don't know what's going on. I'm just talking. He looks so sad, dude. And this is the room that like Tay was sitting in earlier, but we didn't see the whole room. There's the auras again. What a shot. What a shot. And this is like a parallel to like the curtain, right? And maybe that's what it is like so far. But like let's Tay's in a room. Or J Hope, sorry. Think back to Tay in the chair. J Hope's in the room and it's all lit up, but Namjoon's in a room that's dark. Whoa, that was quick. Let's kick that back. I'm not gonna jump over that. And this was the part where he's like, the bed is my coffin. And there's a couple pieces to talk about here. So he's in a dark room and he had anxiety with his sleep, right? Like he would just be so anxious that he couldn't sleep, and then he wouldn't get much sleep, and then he'd be tired and he'd have to go do military stuff. And that happened the nightly, right? At least I assume the nightly. You guys can tell me this story. Maybe send me some links so I can watch him talking about it, because I'm pretty sure he had something to say about this. I wonder if there's like every time I see a video, I'm like, I wish there were a documentary on this video. We got candles everywhere, and they're all blown out, and the room's completely dark. There's a light shining on him. It's softer than actual daylight. Like, it kind of looks like it could be daylight. The room's dark. The room's dank. It's got stuff floating in the air. We see doorway here, but it's not well lit. It looks like there's somebody in that doorway, to be honest with you. But he's sitting on his coffin because you said my bed is my coffin, right? And an excellent way to portray that, because it does look like a bed. Now he's standing on it. That shot. Let me back it up. Oh my God, there it is. Okay, so here he was going to put his hand on his head, right? In that grief, that despair. And he's dancing, but he's wailing out. 6, 7, no. He's just like weighing things back and forth, weighing things. Like, why this, why that, why this, why that. Crying out, like, why me? You can just see the despair there. There it is. Another one. Why am I in my head so much? Oh. Right there. You guys ever had a moment where you just stare off into nothing and wonder how you got there? Or why? I don't feel that. Sadness on his face. He's walking in the dark. And this is cool because he's coming out of the darkness right now, right? But it's like he can still see it. Like you could still reach into it if you, or walk back into it if you wanted to. But all the guys are waiting for him, right? That's all of them, right? Let's kick it back a little further. Ooh, that was interesting. Interesting cut. They chose to go complete darkness. Absolute darkness. Like the lights just cut off. I wonder if that's symbolic of like giving up. Man. And you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Everybody's waiting for him. Because like Namjoon's the man, dude. Like he's the glue, bro. You could do it without Namjoon. And they finally all got back together. And then at the end, we have a spaceship that's a merry-go-round. And they're floating around in space. And I wonder if the space is actually the like it's compartmentalized, like you're inside this dark space within this dark space, you know? Like there's layers to it. Like you can just get pulled in so deep. And that would make sense why I can't get off this merry-go-round. Let's take a look at the horses real quick. There's gotta be something going on there. I see one white horse. Two. So it's like the white was overshadowed, like the light was overshadowed by the dark. Interesting. That was really cool. I hate that, like, I think this is really cool because it's such a sad song, but I mean, I love like ballads and stuff, but like, being in your head is hard. I went through a lot of stuff over the years, and it was really hard to get out of some of those places. And I'll talk more about that one day, but it's not gonna be today. But very interesting. Y'all tell me what you think about that, and y'all tell me if I got close. I feel like I got close on a lot of it. I know I had a little bit of help because I did some reading and watched a few things, but the darkness cut, man, that's something I didn't see before. And then like all the different things with the doors and the melting of the stuff is just everywhere. Like the weeds are like higher in some rooms than the other, and then like the actual melting of the horses and the compartmentalizing, and then seeing the alien ship and realizing that you're in a dark place within a void of darkness, right? Y'all drop me some comments, send me some links. I'm gonna go think on this for a little while.